Hey, hello and welcome to our session on mindfulness, mindset, and emotional wellness. This is all about supporting a mindful lifestyle, a healthy mindset, and our emotional wellness with essential oils and some other simple techniques that can be used for the whole family. I am Danielle Tansey. I am the founder of the Wholesome Souls Collective, and I am a mum of 3 children who are my wife for everything, Amira, Quaid and Malia, and wife to James. I am a holistic lifestyle coach with a few different areas of study under my belt. I am a wellness advocate and a premier leader in doTERRA, and essential oils have changed my life. And we live in a bus motorhome that we have converted ourselves to travel around Australia, and we homeschool or unschool our children. So what you're here to learn about today is to gain a basic understanding of the mind-body connection, to get an overview of what holistic balance means and what belief systems are, and an introduction to mindfulness, meditation, and essential oils. And then we go into a little bit of the science behind emotions, how they interact with our body and our belief systems, and how essential oils work with our emotions, with our body. I'll give you a few tools and habits that will help you create a healthy body chemistry. And then a few practical, emotional, and spiritual wellness steps that you can take now to improve your holistic balance in your life. Now, my intention with this workshop today is to give you just a basic overview of these areas and a few little tools and tips. If you already have essential oils in your life, you will be able to incorporate your essential oils as you're learning, or just straight after this, you can start incorporating these techniques along with the essential oils into your daily life. What my other intention is, for those of you without essential oils yet, I want to show you just how incredible these essential oils are and how they are such a huge part of a holistic lifestyle and creating that holistic balance for yourself. And they are a simple tool that makes it so easy to incorporate into your daily routine. And I'm going to show you how you can get your essential oils. Now, I want to let you in on another little secret I haven't included here on my slide, but I am also, anyone who joins in on this workshop, whether it's live with me or through the recording, I have got a very special offer for the upcoming membership program that I have starting. And that is the Wholesome Souls Collective, but it's the Souls Connection. So it's all about all these sorts of areas and all sorts of different areas as well, like our energetic bodies and our chakras, and using crystals and all sorts of different things, and giving you practical steps to create a holistic lifestyle for yourself and your family. And this is a membership that is free for anyone who has an oil membership with me. It will be a paid membership for those who maybe already have oils but are with another oil leader. Or if you haven't yet got your essential oils, a very special offer today is when you start with your membership pack, you will be able to get access to that for free as well, because you become a member of our Wholesome Souls Collective. And every month there is going to be different guided meditations and different mindfulness activities, different ways to use your essential oils, and different ways to deep dive into those essential oils as well. So, and a whole heap of other things. So that's what's coming into the membership for the Wholesome Souls Collective, and a special offer for today. For those of you with an oil membership with someone else already outside of my team, I will have a price for you shortly. I haven't quite worked out all those numbers just yet. Okay, So what today is all about is, would you like to feel more balanced, joyful, uplifted, connected, empowered, or, just simply more at ease and in flow with life? Well, if you've answered yes, you're in the right place. But what I really want you to know is our body and our mind and our spirit, so our whole holistic being, is designed to function as a whole and work together. Okay, so our spirit, our mind, our body, it's all connected and it's all really important to support every level. When something's out in one of those, it reflects in the other two. Okay. Lastly, our physical body will reflect, and we will feel pain, or we will be in some sort of diseased state. But our body is made up of intelligent cells that are actually wired to restore health. However, we put lots of different lifestyle things into place that aren't beneficial for our overall health, and our cells can't actually work the way that they're supposed to provide that natural state of balance within our body for optimal health. But what I want to do is today invite you to be your own best advocate and reclaim the gift of wellness for yourself, and to really commit and just looking after your holistic being. And that is what our membership is all about, is giving you the practical tools that you can utilize in your day-to-day life, no matter how busy you are, to be able to bring in that balance. So we're giving you an overview of that today. So you've heard me rattle off the word holistic balance. So what does that actually mean? So it means a holistic being, basically. So our whole being is made up of our physical body, our mental body, which is our mind, our emotional body, which is our heart, and our spiritual, energetic aspects of ourself. When we are holistically balanced, we have a clear and calm mind that is free from harmful thoughts. We have our emotions are stable without extremes, and our soul is connected to the divine, and we experience life in a balanced and pretty much a positive way. Okay, we can flow through life with much more ease. When we are holistically unbalanced, our mind is tormented by negative thoughts. Our body is unhealthy and weak. We have emotions that fluctuate between different extremes, and we are disconnected from the divine. And, we'll be experiencing life in a much different way. We'll have many more challenges, or what might be viewed as negative aspects throughout our life, such as, we might have some financial issues, or we might have some relationship issues, health issues, and different things like that. Sorry, I'm trying to read my notes. I didn't give myself notes on that one, but that's what I wanted to say pretty much anyway. So some of the ways that we can do this is through using our breath is one way, and a really simple way that is, instantly available to us. We don't have to go searching for anything. We don't have to take time out. We don't have to find anywhere to sit. All we have to do is bring our awareness to our breath and reconnect with that breath. And more than likely, we need to slow that breath down, which will relax our entire body. We can use different mindfulness techniques that bring us into the present moment. We can use meditation. So meditation can look really different depending on what what sort of time you have available and different things like that. We can use our essential oils, because our essential oils work with our emotions, heart, emotions, with our mind and with our body. And also they are raising our vibrational frequency and working with our energetic body as well. We can also reconnect in with nature, and also a really important part that I'm not really going into today, but does go into in our membership, is detoxing our environment, and just the impact that that has on our holistic balance. Makes a huge, huge difference, and our emotional clarity, and all sorts of things, our stress management and things like that. So meditation is one tool that we can use. I'm going to step you through a meditation. Actually, we'll do that now. Okay, how am I doing this? I'm hoping this sound comes through okay. So this is going to be a meditation that is time for stress management. We all have stress in our lives, and this is a really perfect one to use. I want you to find a comfortable place to lie down. It's more comfortable for you. Something that doesn't aggravate you. I want you to then relax your body. Going to start to inhale and exhale slowly and deeply to help relax the whole body. 3 deep breaths in and out. I'll begin to breathe at a natural pace. As you come into this state of mindfulness, I want you to start imagining that you are walking along a beautiful flowing river. The water is pristine and clean. The sound of the water flowing over rocks is tranquil and relaxing. Imagine the scene, your 5 senses. What does this river look like? What sounds do you hear? Are there any smells? Running your hands in the water, what does it feel like? When you're immersed in the scene, begin to walk into the water. Imagine the water as refreshing and cooling. It's just the perfect temperature and depth for you. As you walk into the water, it becomes deeper and deeper. The water is so clear, you can see all the way to the bottom. Looks safe and inviting. Dive under. Being in this clear water makes your entire body feel good, light, and liberated. As you swim, you notice all the dirt from your body and mind being drawn from you by the light current, taken far away from you downstream. All the stresses in your mind, all the frustrations, anxiety are literally being swept away by the current so that they disappear far from you. Your mind now feels clear and sharp, completely calm and at peace. You notice now all the tension being released from your muscles and floating down the river until they vanish from you. All the built-up stress and toxins in your body are also released. Feel so good and free as you swim in this beautifully refreshing and cleansing water. Continue enjoying your swim on the depths of this amazing stream, collecting rocks, drinking the pure water, basking in the sunlight as you come up for it. It's a safe river without any dangers or worries. When you are refreshed, begin to walk out of the river. Your body is now feeling completely relaxed and at ease, and your mind is calm and clear. When you are ready to conclude this visualization, open your eyes slowly. Gently move your body to waken. Hope that was a beautiful meditation for you and you were able to follow through this visualization. It's a visualization that's a wonderful tool for stress management, and it can be performed anywhere at any time. You don't need to have music. You can just walk yourself through. I will have a recording of this meditation and others in our membership portal so that this sort of thing can be accessed. You don't have to try and remember how to do it. It'll all be provided for you. Any time that you're feeling stressed or overloaded or anything like that, just come into a visualization like this using your breath and your mind, and you can remove that stress from your body and your mind. This is basically what meditation helps us do. It helps us achieve a state of self-awareness by bringing us into the present moment so that we can leave the past behind and just live in the future. Just live in the moment. We're not living in the future or in that past. Just the here and now, because that really is all that there is. There's nothing else. It's been used all throughout history in different belief systems. And when you look at the different ways that all these different cultures and religious systems use meditation, we can see that it's used to create or achieve a connection and communication with God or a higher being or knowing. And it has also been used as a way of achieving greater self-consciousness and for being present and disciplined in a focused and connected way. So meditation itself isn't a religious practice, but it has been used all throughout all sorts of different religions. Obviously, Buddhism is probably one that comes to mind the most. When we think of meditation, many of us will often think of that Buddhist monk in a temple, okay? But it doesn't have to be like that. In the Buddhist philosophy, it's a really important tool for them in their becoming self-aware. And when they can identify a sense of self, they then achieve a state of no self. And this allows the mind to be free of desire and delusion and to achieve a deep peace of mind referred to as enlightenment. So that's where meditation is often used and how we often view it. But we don't have to be using meditation just to try and achieve enlightenment. It can help us reconnect with ourselves, help us reconnect with the divine, and us to become self-aware so that we can be present in the moment in our life without worrying about what's to come, even in the next minute. It doesn't matter. It's not here. It doesn't exist yet. And it actually never does. We're always here. We never actually go, okay, well, this is a minute. In the future, this is where I am. We are always just here. There's nothing else to worry about. And that's what meditation can teach us. Because when we can, when we can be in that present moment, we can let go of any suffering. We can let go suffering of past experiences. Also, any anxiety of those things yet to happen. Just going to read my notes, make sure I haven't forgotten anything now. We can also allow any thoughts or emotions that distract us as well from just being present and living, because, we don't need to be in a state of stress. There's no point. Anything that hasn't happened yet is out of our control. Anything that's already happened is out of our control as well. The only thing that we are in control of is our own thoughts, our own actions in this very moment. And when we can allow ourselves to see this and see ourselves, we can also see how or who we are in this moment and whether this aligns with our values and our beliefs. So with meditation, it allows a clear and conscious and also undistracted mind, but a mind that is still alert and focused in the now. It clears it of everything else. That's what meditation does for us. We're not trying to just sit and clear our mind. We're actually coming in. We're allowing judgmental thoughts. We're allowing worries and stresses to just come. They can come and we let them go because they are not us. They are not here right now. And that's what meditation teaches us. It's not something that can necessarily come easily straight away. It is a practice and it becomes part of your lifestyle. So this is why we're talking about a holistic lifestyle. This is where I teach from, and this is what I teach and love teaching, and what I teach my children and teach myself. Not perfect at it, but the more you practice it, the more it becomes natural, the more we can come into this state. So we've already done that one. So this brings me to mindfulness. So mindfulness is potentially a little bit easier than meditation in the beginning, if this isn't something that we're already incorporating into our daily lives, because mindfulness isn't somewhere where we have to, we're not necessarily trying to visualize, we're not necessarily trying to calm and quiet the mind or anything like that in a meditative state, but we do need to be in a mindful state. And what mindfulness actually means, what it actually is, it's actually an offshoot of meditation. And it's about bringing in a lifestyle of being in the present moment. And there's lots of different little techniques that we can use to bring ourselves into that present moment. One of the ones that, so two really simple mindfulness techniques that you can use. And these work really well with children as well. So if you're feeling yourself starting to get a bit overwhelmed and you're worrying and panicking about too many different things that have yet to happen, you're living in the future, okay, instead of living in the now. So to bring ourselves back to the now, we can use our 5 senses, just like we did through that meditation when we were visualizing the river, when we were trying to get a picture of that river. We can do this of where we are right now. So we might need to close your eyes because that helps us not to be so distracted by our sight. We can list our 5 senses, and I like to count down. So 5 things that you can see, because you're often going to see more than anything else. So 5 things that you can see. And like when I'm doing this with my children, and obviously when I'm doing it with myself as well, I'll remind myself to look further than just here. Okay, so I don't want to look just here, right in front of me. I don't want to look in my immediate space, because that's not bringing in all of my surroundings. That's not being mindful of everything that's around me in that moment. So I will say, if I'm sitting down and doing this with my children and they're in a really emotional state or heightened state, they might just go, I can see the pen, I can see the phone, I can see the computer, I can see the paper. Okay. Tell me one thing you can see that is further away. What's down the back of the paddock, or what's across the road, or something like that. Have them look further, or yourself look further. So when I look down the tree, I can see the shadows of the trees. When I look down the tree, when I look down the paddock, I can see the shadows of the trees dancing on the grass. I can see the leaves on the trees blowing in the breeze. And if I was to look further again, I'd probably see more. Or if you're outside in the garden or in the grass, maybe you can look for the smaller things instead of all the big things. Then you go down to the next one, which is our hearing. So 4 things that you can hear. And again, like right now, I could hear the fan, or I could listen further and hear the birds, or I can hear the traffic in the distance, or things like that. That's bringing our awareness in to the present moment and our surroundings, not what's super close to us, bringing in that, or the quieter sounds. Then you would go down to 3 things that you can, trying to think of what's the next one. What are our 5 senses? Sight, hearing, you got touch, taste, and smell. Smells probably, no, I think touch. Sorry, I'm forgetting the order, but 3 things that you can touch or feel. And again, not just, the chair. What does the chair feel like? Is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it rough? What are 2 things that we can smell? This can be a little bit harder sometimes. We switch off our smells so much. Essential oils can help with that. Maybe I could smell my necklace because it's got oils on it, or my shirt because it's got oils on it, or grab a leaf and smell the leaf. And then one thing that you can taste. Now, again, this is a harder one. If you're beside the ocean, you could just stick your tongue out and smell the salt in the air, but maybe there might be something else that you could taste instead. My son will just lick anything that's in front of him and taste that. So that's one way. The other way is, if we're standing at the sink washing dishes and we're not actually there washing the dishes, we're on our to-do list. We're, okay, so I've got about half an hour before I have to pick up the kids. Then I have to get them here, and then I have to cook dinner, and then we have to eat dinner, bath, bed, get lunches ready for the next day. I've got to, do this and do that and do this. Instead of being there washing the dishes with that going on in your mind, bring yourself back in. Maybe you need to take 3 deep breaths, but bring yourself back in, use your senses. What can I feel? Your hands are in warm, soapy water. What can I feel? What can I see? What can I hear? What can I smell? What can I taste? Bring yourself back into those senses. Sometimes it might not be all of them. You might be taking out the rubbish bin that someone else was meant to take out and they haven't taken it out. So maybe you're grumbling in your head going, well, this such and such was meant to do this and they didn't do it. And now I've got to do it as well as do blah, 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 everything else that you've got to do. Instead of that, you get to take the rubbish to the bin. You get to take it to the bin. You get to walk outside. You get to feel the grass under your feet. You get to feel the breeze on your face. You get to feel the warm sun touch your skin, or you get to listen to the birds singing in the tree or something like that. Flip that mindset, flip the thoughts and come back into the present moment, because nothing else exists, just that present moment. So I really like how mindfulness is used to reduce stress and anxiety, and how simple it is with just a few little exercises, which you need to very consciously think about in the beginning to flip that thought process in your mind. And it applies to everything, you know, absolutely everything. Time is a big one. Time is just something I haven't got myself out of the mindset of not enough time. But I'm working on that through different mindfulness techniques. It reduces stress and anxiety. So a really big thing for our body, because when we're not living in that past or present or future and we're just in the present, we're not feeling that stress or anxiety, because financial burdens don't actually exist in that moment. When we're choosing mindfulness, we're taking a holistic approach to ourselves, for our mind, our body, and our spirit. So we're bringing ourselves back in to that holistic balance. I probably won't go much further into that. I could talk about this for a very long time, because it's something that's made a really big difference in my healing process. But this again, if these are things, so I've given you two really practical tools to use there. To bring yourself back into that present moment when you're feeling anxious or feeling whatever it is that you're feeling out of control about. Bring yourself back in with those simple techniques. Is it in the fridge? Would you be able to go and ask Daddy for me, darling? Mummy can't hop up right now. You have to go and ask Daddy. Daddy's walking in now. So mindfulness basically means being awake. It means knowing what you're actually doing. We do so many different things through life that's unconscious and unaware, or we're just on autopilot. So mindfulness techniques help bring us back in. Another quote by the same person is, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. So we don't need to pass judgment on the thoughts that come in. We allow them. If they don't serve us, or if they're not in the present moment and not important right now, we let it go and we come back to what's right now. Okay, so that's what mindfulness means, and being present. And so why this is super important comes into our mindset and our belief systems. So our belief is something that we plant, or has been planted for us through our childhood or through our education, or all sorts of different ways. What we think becomes our reality. And the longer that we actually have a particular thought, like you can see in this picture here, I'm not good enough. So that belief may have started with a tiny little seed of when someone didn't do very well at something and they weren't helped through that, or to see that they just couldn't do it yet. You know, they've built up this belief system that they're not good enough for whatever reason. So the longer that we think something, the more that we actually believe it in an unconscious, which is in our mind, and on a cellular level in our body. So it will reflect in our body as well. And this will either be a positive or a negative belief. And whichever way that is, that'll actually directly impact our life experience. So if we go through life believing we're not good enough, we're going to believe that on every level of our being, and it will reflect in the people that we have around us. They'll continue to water that belief of not being good enough. So we want to be careful of what we're watering, what we're surrounding ourselves with. We will reflect that in all sorts of different life experiences, our financial experiences. I'm not good enough to have more. I don't deserve more. I don't this. It will reflect in the way we feel. Might not feel very happy if you're not feeling good enough in life, or you might start telling yourself that you hate yourself or something like that. We can flip these thoughts. Imagine if you told yourself that you love yourself, or that you are good enough, that you're worthy. Telling yourself those sorts of things is watering a totally different seed in that mind. And this is where we want to flip it. And doing our mindfulness and doing our meditation, we can work on these. When we're using our essential oils, which I'm going to go into in more depth in a moment, of how this works with our belief systems and our mindset. But when we use our essential oils, the oils work on our unconscious, they work on our heart, and they work on our cellular level as well as our energetic level. So everything is being picked back up. We're always in control. This is really important to remember. Even when we feel out of control, feel like something isn't within our control, we always are. And it's often just a matter of flipping a thought, flipping a belief that helps to flip the beliefs. Each time we can flip that that thought, that mindset that we have, we can begin to flip that belief around. But we have to work at it. It's not easy. It's not a fast process, but it is worth it, and it is possible. And if it's been there for a long time, it will take more work, and it might bring up more different beliefs that don't serve us as well, that we have to choose to step through. So this is a healing process, remember. This isn't a quick mask it up process. This is a healing process. Our mindset and our belief systems are really important for our life experience and how we're going to go through life. I'll use a personal example. So you may or may not be someone who knows our situation, that in October we had our first motorhome burn down, and we lost absolutely everything that we own. Our home, our way of traveling, we lost our car, we lost all of our possessions, the kids' toys, our special bits and pieces, our everyday things, everything, absolutely everything gone, computers, tablets, everything. And it was a pretty horrible experience, but we could choose in that moment whether to totally let that break us or go, okay, that's happened. It's something we can't change. And it's something that's out of our control to change because it's happened. It's here burning in front of our eyes. We can't do anything about that. And we literally were able to flip that thought process in the moment as we were literally standing there watching our home burn down to the ground. And it burned for 2 hours. So during that 2 hours was a lot of emotions came up. It wasn't that we weren't sad. It wasn't that we were heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. And we went through that emotional roller coaster during that time. But the most important thing was we were safe, our kids were safe, our dog was safe. Anything that wasn't replaceable was safe. It was totally fine. Everything else in that motorhome, in the car, was replaceable. So we were able to go, okay, that happened. That's happening. We can't change that. What we can do is focus on our steps to get back to where we were, where we want to be. So, and we took that one step at a time. The first one was simply waiting for the fighters to get there to put the fire out. Going through the process of getting to somewhere to stay. We were a long way away from home. Then we had to go through the process of finding a car to get ourselves home, go through the insurance process and hope that that was going to play out. That's another story. Because that was always a worry. You know, that was totally out of our control, and we had to just keep coming back in. Okay, we have to trust this process, that it's going to turn out okay, because it's out of our hands. We can't control it. And we've been able to do that the whole way through the journey, and to the point where we are rebuilding and nearly finished rebuilding and back on the road again. So, you know, we could have made different choices in that moment and let that totally make us give up and go back to the way things were before we made that lifestyle decision. So that would have been going back to renting, going back into that cycle of being in that cycle that we didn't want to be in because we were unhappy, and money struggles and different things like that. So that was a process that we chose not to go down again. Because we have done this work on our mindset and our belief systems, and we actively practice this even in our most stressed moments, we have been able to flip it. So this is the power of doing this work. This is the power of the essential oils. So we were very lucky that by the time we got home, our 3-day trip to get home, a very big, long 3-day trip, wasn't just, you know, short drives. But we had essential oils there waiting for us. We actually had a beautiful family that was helping us, had some frankincense and some lavender that we were able to use, which helped us as well. They helped us ground back in, helped us keep that vibration up, helped us all sleep, because when we sleep, we cope better as well. So all those sorts of things, this work isn't just for now, this is for the future. And when you're doing this with young children watching you do this, they will step themselves through this process naturally. Watching my children go through their emotional cycles, they have their emotional cycles because we do. We have emotions, and we're going to touch on that in a minute. And then they will be able to flip that. They'll feel it, they'll let it go, they'll reset. Okay, they've been taught, they've been given the tools to not let that instill in them or to get stuck in that space, or even forgiving other people as well. So our emotions, this is a really big one, and these play a really big part in our holistic balance. We often either get stuck in our emotions or we squash our emotions down so we don't feel them. We don't let the process flow. And you'll often find when you have got something emotional that you have left unattended, or there might even be ancestral emotional baggage that's sitting in your energy field that's latched on and it's still affecting you. Often when it's that, you'll feel yourself go through those cycles all the time, even though you're doing the work and not know why you're not getting anywhere. So if that's the case, it could be something ancestral. But our emotions, they're an inescapable part of being human, but we need to feel them. We need to allow them, and we need to, ones that aren't serving us in that moment need to be let go. If we've gone through some trauma and we need to heal from that, we need to allow that healing to take place as well. We need to acknowledge those feelings, that's okay. Men in particular are very stuck in this cycle of suppressing emotions and not feeling them. And that shows in the way they show up in their life a lot as well. They'll be unhappy, they might be drinking too much, they'll be stuck in these different cycles. And it happens with women as well, but women haven't been taught to squash it as much. You know, little boy falls over and scrapes his knee. Oh, suck it up, don't worry about it, brush it off. Even though he's really hurt, you know, you don't want to make him totally sooky over the tiniest bit of pain, but a little girl would be allowed to feel that pain a little bit more than the boy. So it starts really early on. It's really important to teach that to them, that they're allowed to have those emotions. They're allowed to feel their pain. They're allowed to cry. They're allowed to have them. It's part of the human experience. And when we don't allow them, we go out of holistic balance. So it's super, super important that we acknowledge this part. So emotions, I need to go to my notes. Emotions and the role that they actually play within our body, within our belief systems. They are actually molecules, okay? They are information carrying molecules. They bind to, yes, sorry, I was just checking whether I needed to read my notes. Don't have it all up there. So emotions are information carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. So you can see that here in this little diagram over the side here. Okay, that's an emotion. The little, I'm pretty sure it's the little dots. They're going into the cell through this cell receptor, which is this bit here. So this is your cell, this is your emotion molecules. It goes into this little receptor here in the cell. And then it starts impacting the function and the behavior of this cell and therefore our body and our reactions of our body and our mind. So emotions in their smallest and most basic form are chemical molecules. So the image that you can see here is the cell receiving these molecules in one of its receptors. And the receptors are molecules that function as sensors or scanners. So much like our eye and our eyes and our ears. These receptors gather in a cluster at the surface of the cell, waiting for a chemical to attach a message. This new information is received inside the cell, impacting your energy level, your behavior, and your mood. It's really quite fascinating to really discover how emotions impact our health. So how our brain processes essential oils with our emotions. So when we inhale, so something like balance. Now this is why we use this bit here, is a huge reason why we use essential oils in our holistic healing. And why, like personally, I've actually found the more powerful support for my holistic healing than anything else that I've used. Because of the impact that this has on our entire body as a whole. So that whole being that we mentioned in the beginning, the holistic being. So we inhale an essential oil in our nose. It goes through our olfactory receptors, which you can see in the diagram, and then it goes up through into the different parts of our brain. It's inhaled, what are the different parts of it called? So basically it goes through to places like all the different emotional regulator parts of our brain, our memory parts of our brain. They go through the, they go through, Quade, I'm on a class. Find Dad, please. Our hormone parts. Quade, don't just go and do what. Sorry. So, our hormone, our emotional regulator parts of our brain and our memory parts of our brain, okay? They will like immediately impact that part of our brain. Within seconds, the brain chemistry is starting to change after smelling an essential oil, okay? We can smell it directly from the bottle. We can use it in the diffuser. We can apply it topically on our skin. We could put a drop in our hands, rub it together and inhale. That's just some of the quick ways of using it. So the fact that it changes that brain chemistry almost immediately is the reason these are a go-to tool in any situation. Have them in your handbag, you have them there for the kids all the time, because we don't have to stop and meditate. We don't have to stop and retrain our thoughts. We literally take the lid off the bottle, inhale, then we can do the other work because we've started to calm our body down. And then we can go into that mindful state going, wow, okay, I was totally worrying about in a month's time. That hasn't even happened yet. Okay. And another thing with something like that, if something's a month away and it's a stress right now because you can see all the things that could go wrong before then, instead of focusing on what could go wrong before then, focus on how you can make things go right in each moment. What are the different choices you can make to make that go right, or fix it, or make it easier? If you need to focus on that, you know, it might be, shit, my rego's due in a month and I don't know how I can fit this into the budget, or, you know, something like that. Okay. You could go, okay, well, how can I make that extra money? Where can I wiggle things around? And then it's not a stress. So our emotions are processed through our entire body. Okay. Because they're chemicals, they're not limited to just the mind. They go through and process through our entire body. We ignore them, it will get stuck somewhere. And we will feel that on a physical level. Emotions flow and are processed throughout the whole body. And this is actually scientific, guys. Okay, science reveals there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, in the heart, and in the gut. And these are referred to as the three brains. They are a neural network of independent memory and intelligence. And what this actually means is that we can actually process feelings in each of these brains. The mind is like the conductor. It directs the body to feel emotionally and behave physically. That's our mind-body connection, right? Then we have our heart, and our heart discerns the messages our brain receives as to how we feel. The gut responds accordingly by distributing health or illness to the rest of our body. That's a really interesting one and a really big topic, right? So it's really quite amazing, like the power our body actually has to choose wellness, but we have to feed it the right things to be able to choose wellness as opposed to dis ease. So I want to talk you through this a little bit. Okay, so when these are connected and in line and feeling good and they're nurtured, that means connection and wellness. Okay, so really important to remember that. I'm going to step you through how emotions form our beliefs. Okay, and then we're pretty much done. I probably talked way longer than what I should have, but anyway. So have you ever felt like the woman in this picture? This moment is immediately recorded in her unconscious mind. Okay, creating that life experience, creating that belief from that life experience. Our three brains instinctively process every life experience that we have. So in this image, you can see that how each of our brains might respond and send its own message. So the mind might think, hang on, the mind might think, I have to figure this out. It's my responsibility after all. Okay, so going back to this, okay, so much going on. She's got a crying baby, the dog barking at her, and obviously a really stressful thing happening on the phone at the same time. She has to figure this out, okay? The heart says, I feel overwhelmed. Maybe I'm holding too much. The gut enforces this, going, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And then a biochemical reaction then occurs. And these one may feel conflicted, confused, and even notice an unsettled stomach. These negative reactions are the consequences of the conflicting messages between the body, which disrupt the internal balance. And this results in disconnection or disease. When we think and feel something simultaneously, we form a new belief. So in this example, she has now concluded that she's not good enough to do all of these things that she's meant to be juggling. We are always reinforcing old beliefs or we're planting new ones. So nurturing a belief processes fruit. So you need to know, are you cultivating a weed that's going to continue to grow bad? Or are you watering a the seed that's going to grow into a big, beautiful tree or flower that's going to flourish. Okay, so you can see that process here. That is our emotional process that leads to a belief. When we have that reaction and that thought process enough, it really reinforces that belief every time we have it. And that's when it starts to impact our behaviors, the way we function, the way we respond and react to situations. So based on this, I really want you to think about what is one weed that you need to remove. So it might be a negative thought, a relationship that doesn't serve, or a substance that needs to be stopped, sugar, alcohol, smoking. For instance, I may have the thought pattern of I'm overwhelmed, I feel stressed. Okay, that might be something that you need to work on, and we can talk about that later when we connect. So essential oils are an incredible, effective wellness tool. Okay, I've already said how incredible they are working with our brain. They work on a cellular level as well as an energetic level, and they work on the physical level as well. So they're simple and effective on their own, or you combine them with the other techniques that we've just spoken about, and that will deepen the experience and deepen the healing effect as well. So just a quick overview on what essential oils are before we go into how they actually work with our emotions. So essential oils are basically pure extracts from plants, okay? Even the blends. So this is a blend, this is Balance in my hand. Balance is a blend of pure essential oils put together. This particular one has been diluted with fractionated coconut oil, which again is pure extract from the plant. Frankincense, you can see in the picture on here, is just from the frankincense tree. Okay, they don't have anything added to them. The purity is like the most important thing. Also, their sourcing, where they come from and how they are extracted makes a big difference as well. And this is where the doTERRA essential oils make a really big difference, because the care, the love, and the whole experience that the plant through to the essential oil goes through is really important into the vibrational energy that it has for you and the purity that it has to offer you. So there are many different elements involved with the chemical makeup of an essential oil, and many of those chemical constituents included in an oil will depend on the type of plant that it comes from, and it will also depend on the way the essential oil will react with our body, the different chemical components within that essential oil. We can go a lot deeper into that by looking at the plant and how the plant grows, where it grows, and different things like that as to how we can use that emotionally, or like with what chakras we can use it for and different things like that. But that's way too complex to go into today in this class. That is something that will be in the membership. So emotions and essential oils interact chemically because they are both chemicals. Okay, so when they are combined and work together, a really powerful reaction occurs. When as they make contact within the body, essential oils are very chemically complex, which is why each oil is able to have so many uses and applications. Just trying to see where I am with my notes. I don't know where my slides match up. It'll make sense in a minute. So essential oils are dynamic. They're shifting and changing intelligently as they interact with the body's biochemistry. Because of that natural chemical components that are in there. Okay, because it's natural, it can interact with our body in different ways depending on the chemistry within our body. So you'll discover that each essential oil has both a physical and an emotional components and applications. So again, this is because of their chemical complexity. And because of their chemical complexity, the essential oils promote emotional and physical detox. So they help to remove conflicting cellular messages and encourage cellular restoration. So remember that belief system process that we saw before. Essential oils can help detox that, reverse that, or, stop those conflicting messages and help them balance back out and ease all of that reaction within the body. They support those receptor sites on the surface of our cells, reviving and enhancing them. So this is one of the reasons essential oils do not carry side effects. They go into the cell efficiently, and after they bind to the receptors on the cell's surface, this efficient process enhances the cell's function. Also, essential oils are able to restore and maintain the state of a cell is in naturally and intelligently designed to embody. So they help our cells do what they're supposed to do. They maintain that healthy cell function and cell state. What they will also do is once they're no longer needed and used up, there's no trace of them left, okay? Unlike modern medicine, modern pharmaceuticals. So this means that they are efficient at detoxing the cell, restoring the proper cell function, and they're just biocompatible, basically, with our body. Something like the oil that's pictured, wild orange. So wild orange invites connection to the body and stimulates energy. Many people love to put wild orange in a diffuser to diminish the feelings of overwhelm in their environment. Citrus oils like wild orange are great at uplifting mood and promoting toxic release, both physically and emotionally detoxing. So it's really important to note, and I've already kind of touched on this, that the quality of an essential oil and the grade of an essential oil determines its effectiveness. Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, or CPTG, is the doTERRA standard, and they've set that for themselves because the industry is actually like, there's nothing that really you have to do to prove to be a pure essential oil or even organic essential oil. You can have 1% and be called pure essential oil. So just so you know, toxic, synthetic, or adulterated essential oils are all through the essential oil market. doTERRA's scientific testing through third parties, basically that's what proves their purity and their potency. And this is the way to make sure that you're going to be supported physically and emotionally on what our body needs, and not just for that smell, okay? Some essential oils are purely just a fragrance and will not have that holistic body experience. So why use essential oils to manage moods? We've covered that pretty well, but they basically become your nature's toolbox, okay? And when we combine these with those other techniques of mindfulness and meditation, and I think that's all I covered. Basically, when we combine it with those things and working with our belief systems and our emotions, the essential oils just support that work incredibly well and will facilitate that work really well as well, in a really natural and safe way, as compared to different modern approaches that we could be choosing that aren't going to be as beneficial to our body. They're kind of just going to more mask up what's going on rather than actually, helping release things, helping bring things to the surface, helping to rewire our thought processes and our brain chemistry and things like that, okay? So that's what essential oils will do for us. So I want to leave you with, what do I want to plant? So I want you to think about exactly what sort of thought processes and belief systems that you're wanting to plant and to grow. You don't want to be growing those negative ones, okay? And we can use our tools that we've learned today. We've got a couple of mindfulness techniques under our belt. We've got a stress-reducing meditation that you can use. And when you've got your essential oils, you can be utilizing those essential oils with these techniques and using your essential oils on a daily basis and you can start to implement new thought processes and belief systems. If you really want to do this in a supported way and guided way, then join me in our membership, the Wholesome Souls Collective membership, so that you can get access to these things and tools and all sorts of different things. I'll go more into that in a minute. So these might be some of your emotions that you're feeling. And then we can see here, you might want to screenshot this, or it'll be in the recording anyway, the emotional aromatherapy wheel. So to identify the desired emotions that are here, I want you to acknowledge the desired emotions that you want to feel, but then I want to find the opposite in the negative emotions on the wheel, okay? And then you can see kind of what essential oil might help there. Now, this is just an example of some blends because these are the emotional aromatherapy essential oils, but we can look at different essential oils that will work as individuals or different blends, but these are just a handful of them. So I want you to know exactly how I can help you with your concerns, okay? So obviously essential oils. So essential oils with your doTERRA membership, so you can get your oils at the discounted wholesale price. You can start off with starter kits. I'm going to just kind of list through them, and they'll come through in an email anyway if you aren't already a member. There's different products within the doTERRA range that can help us as well, particularly if we're feeling some of those more physical signs. We can support the physical side of things while we're working on the emotional and energetic side. We can use our supplements as well. So I just want to quickly touch on this and why the supplements are so incredible, and they've been a huge part in my healing journey as well. So this is LLV, or Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's got 3 supplements in it, and they're designed to work together and create a really strong foundation for physical and emotional health. They basically provide our body with a really great source of essential minerals, micronutrients, and healthy fats that our body and our brain really need. So together, the 3 bottles actually support and provide different nutrients through to our 3 brains for the cellular support that they need each day. And that, in turn, helps that connection and that flow happen emotionally and physically. I won't go through the rest of them, but I forgot to change my picture. So the other way is holistic lifestyle coaching. That's working with me one-on-one to look at your lifestyle and help you make some changes there. That's going to help you to shift things around to create more of a holistic balance, or to get the full, again, I forgot to change my picture. The Wholesome Souls Collective membership in the in the Soul Connection program that I'm putting together. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you're already a member of doTERRA in our team, you will get access to this. This is just an added bonus. Those of you who may already have essential oils through another team, I will have a price ready for that shortly after I go through working everything out. And then also there can be one-on-one support with this as well. Depending on the depth will depend on whether that's included in the membership or if we have a little extra exchange of money there. And if you don't have essential oils yet, at the moment, it'll be free access to this as well, okay? I was going to do essential oil education spotlights, but I don't think I'm actually going to do that because there's so many different essential oils when we can talk about this topic. And I don't want to overwhelm you any more than what I already have, but I want you to just get that understanding of how essential oils work with our body. And sometimes it doesn't even really matter what essential oil we use because our body is going to use it where it needs to be used. But we do have a generalized thing. Our citruses and our mints are uplifting to our mind and our spirit. Citrus is balancing for our nervous system. And then we have our wood and our root oils that are going to help ground us and calm us. Our flower oils and things like that are quite calming and relaxing. Okay, so we kind of have that brief, depending on the plant, to what it does. So we go really deep into that when we connect one-on-one and connect through the membership as well. So these are some of them. I'll just go through them so that in the recording, you can pause it and have a read. These are the oils in our emotional wellness kit, starter pack. So you can purchase doTERRA oils retail or wholesale, or you can choose your wholesale and also set up your monthly wellness box or wellness order to receive free points and free products as well. Okay, to get your wholesale membership, and this will give you the free access to the Wholesome Souls Collective membership as well. The membership with doTERRA will give you 25% off your oils. And we can either do that through a $35 doTERRA membership, or we can sort out one of the kits. Okay, the kits are the smartest way to buy. They will also give you the free adaptive touch essential oil that's available at the moment, which is a calm stress management type blend. That's free for February and March. And then we have some essential oil kit options. I'm going to just go through these so that you can pause on them. These all will come with that free adaptive, and they all have incredibly supportive essential oils in them. It will depend on exactly where you want to start in your journey. Any of them will give you access to the Wholesome Souls Collective membership as well, to go deep into these different areas and the different programs that I put together with the guided meditations and things like that. So you can pause these if you don't have a kit yet to see exactly what's in them. This particular kit I love because you get extra bonus points with this as well, product credit points, and a whole pack to really overhaul your home. Now, the membership with the Wholesome Souls Collective also will have detoxing your home, different challenges and things like that within it, because it makes a huge difference. Okay, so where to find us? The Wholesome Wanderers with Danielle and James on Facebook. I haven't changed it yet. We've actually just rebranded, and I haven't rebranded my slides yet. But we are now the Wholesome Souls Collective. On Facebook, it hasn't changed, but on Instagram, you can find us as well. And you can email me, or you can give me a phone call or a text, or contact me through the socials. And that's it. So with the membership, I want to touch on it one more time, because with the doTERRA kit, doTERRA membership, you will get that free access to our membership as well. And in there, we will have guided meditations, we will have mindfulness techniques, we'll have essential oil techniques, and deep dive into each essential oil. It's not all going to be in there immediately. Little bits will drop each week, and each month we'll have a different theme. There will be chakra work, working with our energetic bodies, mindset and belief system work with that mindfulness and meditation. And if you are needing to work through ancestral lineage stuff, we can work through that as well. And also the detoxing your environment to support your holistic balance and well-being. So what you will hear from me through email or through socials, depending on how we're connected and how you registered for this. You will receive how to join the membership, how to get your doTERRA account with the essential oils so that you have got those tools at your fingertips, because they are the biggest thing in the membership to use. Okay, you'll have all that information come through in your emails, as well as the replay from today. It might take me a couple of days to get the replay through though, so please be patient with that. I have to do a little bit of editing to cut some things out, and probably to shorten it up a little bit with my different breaks and different interruptions that I had. So please be patient on that one. It will not, more than likely, not come through today. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining me. It's going to stop my screen share. And I look forward to supporting you further and for you joining our Wholesome Souls Collective membership area to really support your holistic balance and lifestyle. Okay. Bye.